Obviously, you've got to be a bit careful. Oh, hello there. Alright, I think I might be dead. I'm trying to use the environment a little bit to soften the blow somewhat. You know, I gotta say, I feel a little bit sorry for our opponent right now. With the exception of the combat strength advantage that we have, this is the best environment. Like, can you just see that? It is absolutely crazy. Anyway, welcome back to our Duelist adventures, and you can see right here, we're on a significant slope. Our archers are going to have a fantastic time just shooting at the enemy. And I can only hope that they will actually hit something, because it is quite far. It is a pretty far distance, so it might very well not really work out too well for us here. But oh no, they're actually just coming closer. This is not a good plan for them. Not a good plan whatsoever. Anyway, the reason why I'm attacking this guy is because he's actually a defector from the Empire. He used to be a vassal of the Empire. I don't know which empire it is. It could be the southern, could be the northern, doesn't really matter to me. I'm basically just going to have a grand old time thwacking a bunch of people and getting a decent amount of one-handed weapon proficiency. I don't know why they charge their archers. Did you see that? They literally just charged their archers. that was shall we say, a little bit confusing? Maybe they're just trying to confuse us to death. That could be it. I know that happens to me whenever I watch a quiz show. I'm just utterly confused, and I might as well just, you know, sign out. But anyway, the point is, we are doing the damage. Oh, murdered. Absolutely murdered. And we just gained a huge amount of... Wow, our athletic skill actually went dramatically up there just because of our speed bonus, I suppose, because obviously we did take that perk that increases our damage dependent on how fast we're moving towards the opponent. That obviously makes a difference. Anyway, I'm going to let this guy go. He should be a major vassal. Yep, indeed. 1600 experience in charm is always appreciated. Thank you very much. And I will be taking a look at this forest waylay guy. Oh, okay. He just becomes Britannian. I'm going to be taking these two forest bandits because while I don't really like using bandit units, and they do become, well, Britannian Fians. Obviously, these are not something I'm going to actually use because I don't have Veterans Respect anyway, but I wouldn't end up using them nevertheless, because the main reason why I want to use them is because they have 150 in bow skill. And let me just actually show you something real fast, because if I show you the alternatives, so let's the Palatine Guards, for example. These are the highest tier of archer that we have available in the Imperial unit categories. 160 bow skill is what the Palatine Guards have. Obviously, it doesn't only come down to skill. There are a number of different factors to consider when, you know, choosing what kinds of units you want to use, but generally it's a good idea to just see what's going on with their skills and make sure that they can indeed pay the bills. But obviously, forest bandits are not going to have very good gear. That's the main drawback of them. They are very, very poorly equipped as far as I am aware. And let me actually just see that, because you can actually tell. As you can see, he's using a tier 1 bow with 72 piercing and 94 accuracy. What is the Palatine Guard using? I'm actually kind of interested because I've never seen this before. He's using a tier 1 bow as well. However, it has better accuracy, and as far as I'm aware, it does have better damage. That's 66 piercing damage. Does the Forest Bandit have 66 piercing damage? What? It's actually better? Well, never mind. You know what? I think that the only difference is probably their armor. Their armor is probably the main difference between the two, because one of them is definitely going to be having much better armor than the other one. Anyway, I'm finally going to re-tag a Maldolf as a cavalry unit. And otherwise, I think I'm pretty happy to continue onward here. Actually, this guy, I think, levels up into something good, so I guess we'll just take him. Are there any tier 3? Yeah, there are some tier 3 units. I don't know whether I can spare that space, but sure, why not? I mean, we're going to be moving quite slowly as a result of taking all of these anyway, so we might as well just go all out, you know, just go all out. Anyway, we're going to continue our fight against the Azariah in this episode, and hopefully maybe even fight a couple from the desert cult. That would be quite nice as well, because there's a desert cultist over here, and they generally give a lot of experience without too much risk, although that could change, you know. That could change very, very quickly. Okay, so let's just have a look real quick here. Okay, so this guy is from the Azariah, of course, and this guy has 60... Ooh! He has 60 prisoners. Unfortunately, his prisoners do appear to be mostly low-tier units, so it's not going to be anything that I am very badly going to want to get involved in. And, of course, most of his units are Desert Immortals, and those guys are definitely not to be taken lightly, so I will definitely be not engaging him at the moment. I would like to try and assist this guy in raiding this village. I don't actually want to raid the village myself, of course, but I do want to stick nearby just to... Oh dear. Oh. No, I thought the big army was going to come along and just go, you know, bonk on him, but no, that doesn't seem to be the case. Alright, so I'd like to hopefully do battle with one of these vassals if at all possible. Can we divide and conquer them? I think I might be able to. Yes? No, not that way. Yes, that way. Perfect. Alright, so we're 0.2 faster than this guy. Hopefully I will be able to get him before he goes into Kasira or before he gets reinforcements. Bear in mind that I have to be very careful about going nearby to towns, because we've seen that in the past where I've gone in pursuit of a vassal and then all of a sudden his friends pop out and they say hi, and then I go, oh, I'm now outnumbered 10 billion to 1. Yes, that has happened before, so I would prefer if that didn't happen again. Hilariously enough, that was not the defeat that we suffered earlier in the series. I just have no idea how that actually happens. I get ambushed just randomly, and I'm able to achieve victory over that. But when I take a fight on that I calculate might be close, but might be able to achieve victory, that's the thing that I lose in. I don't know. There's some weird stuff that goes on, but I think that is generally down to the Khuzait. Anytime you fight the Khuzait, you're gonna have these weird situations happen, because they are, all intents and purposes, very powerful. They can be very powerful with their cavalry units, and because they generally have a lot of cavalry, they are going to be probably much better than the average army that you're going to see. So it's kind of, you know, it's just hashtag Khuzait things, really, because that's just generally what they tend to do. They tend to be, you know, a thorn in everyone's side, not just my own, but in Sturgia's, in the Empire over to the easternmost, which I think is the Southern Empire, and the Northern Empire. They're both going to have some problems with the Khuzait. And, of course, the Azariah will have a little bit of a problem with them as well, which is actually kind of shocking, isn't it? It's shocking how a singular faction can be such a headache for every single one in the game that's nearby to them. It's pretty crazy, right? I don't know why that is, but it's impressive to say the least. It is definitely impressive. Anyway, we'll try and win this battle. Obviously, the combat strength is very firmly in our camp at the moment, but of course we've seen that that does not actually indicate who is going to achieve victory here. I told my cavalry to charge in because I wanted them to eliminate the enemy's cavalry, and it seems like they've done that. So let me put my guys into shield wall formation now so that they actually start to raise their shields up a little bit, and I'll move my... Oh, they're already in loose formation. Okay, that's fantastic. Yes, my archers are already in loose formation, so I don't need to worry about them. And I would like to... Okay, yeah. Thankfully that guy has a spear, so I can very accurately determine... Oh, in the spine! What? Look at that, in the spine. That's not very nice. Ugh. You scoundrel. Oh well, never mind. I'm just going to get out my bonking weapon. Let's see if I can make it work. Oh, nice. Oh, no. Be a bit careful. Be a bit careful. Kind of don't want to charge my guys in because I'd like to kind of distract these guys as much as possible. You know what? I'm just going to tell them to charge now. Get him. Yes. Yes. There we are. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, come on, get him. Get that guy off his horse. Nah, doesn't seem like that's going to work too easily. Nice. We got him off his horse. Oh, I slapped that guy. Did you see that? With the backhand. Oh, yeah. That was nice. And I believe that is indeed a victory. Can I get this guy with my... Oh, I got him. Did you see that? I got him with my mace when he was on a mount. That is, well, I'm going to say complete luck, but maybe it was just somewhat good timing on my part for once. You know, generally I don't tend to have good timing with this weapon at all because it is a very fast swinging weapon. Anyway, I don't think this guy is actually a major vassal, but I'm going to let him go nevertheless because gaining influence and so on and so forth, well, gaining relation and a little bit of extra charm skill is always good. Prisoners, unfortunately, are not that good. I will take some Azerite archers, I suppose. We are moving much slower due to our prisoners, as you can see right here. It's actually not much slower, but every little actually makes a pretty big difference. Anyway, I guess I'll just take some tribesmen as well. And these youths actually do become the noble units as well, so it might actually make sense for me to take the youths just for that purpose. And then we'll move on. And I don't think we have anything else here that I really badly want to use. Someone actually suggested that I use some thrown weapons. And that's a good point. I would definitely think about it. But I have used thrown weapons in the past in other series. I'd highly recommend checking out those series because I've done pretty well with them sometimes, but other times they have been completely useless. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. But for the most part, I kind of wanted to keep it pure melee for the Duelist series, just purely for the fact that the theme really does fit quite nicely there. Anyway, we have reached 175 in one-handed weapon proficiency, so what are we going to do? Troops in your party start with 8 battle morale, or plus 8 battle morale if you are outnumbered. We have 100 morale right now, so I don't actually think that makes any difference, really. And then the other one is about being a governor, and obviously we're not going to be a governor right now. Then otherwise we have troops in your party gain 5% more experience after every battle, and troops in your party start battles with plus 5 battle morale. Okay. What? Why? I don't understand these. I mean, yeah, I understand what they do, obviously, but I don't understand why you would take Stand United over Lead by Example. In my opinion, Lead by Example is the extremely easily to see superior option because it has 5% extra experience. Obviously, that's a very nice thing to have. But it also gives you a flat plus 5 morale. I don't know. Because the other one has plus 8, but only if you're outnumbered. You see? So if you're outnumbered, then it gives you plus 8, which is only 3 more than this. So it makes no sense to take the other one. So I'm just going to take Lead by Example. What are the 200, though? I'm very interested to see what the... Oh, yes. We've got to get to 200. We've got to get to 200 as soon as possible. Look at that. Increases our combat movement speed by 5%. And infantry troops in the formation you're leading increase their movement speed by 5% as well. The other thing is about shields. So it is obviously not going to be something that we will pick. But very interesting. I'd love to get that one. I'd love to get the 5% extra combat speed percentage. That would be super, super fun. Oh, well. Never mind. Okay, so let me see what's going on here. Okay, so this guy's gone back to, well, this village has gone back to getting raided, and we have a bunch of vassals, friendly vassals around here. I'm actually wondering where the big army was that was around this location. Maybe they're over here waiting for Sanion's army to retreat or something like that. You know, I'd love to do a siege. I don't think have I done a siege? I think I've done one siege in this series so far. Yeah, I did do I remember now. I did do a siege. I would like to be able to do another one if at all possible. I mean, obviously, I would like to do quite a few, but it's the opportunity to do it. That's the issue. most of the time you don't really have the opportunity, so it's a little bit problematic, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta wait it out. Right. I'm gonna join the army, and I'm gonna just watch out, because if there is an army that is coming up to us, I am literally just gonna go away, you know, because that generally happens quite often to us. Okay, so what's actually going on here? Am I giving them food right now? No, they just lost another trebuchet. I'm not entirely sure why they're not going in. There we go. Now they've decided to go in. Okay, that's much, much better in my opinion. So I am at 100% HP. Most of my units are ready for battle, shall we say. And I guess we'll just go in. What are these guys? Let's just have a quick look here. Okay, we have nothing to worry about there. With the exception of the 4 Master Archers, we shouldn't have too many difficulties, you know, staying alive, hopefully. And I believe we've built both siege towers and the 1 battering ram that is available. But this is going to be very interesting because I haven't joined another person's army for a very long time. Mainly because the AI has a tendency to get themselves taken prisoner. Ironically enough, considering I actually got myself taken prisoner in a prior episode. So let's just not talk about that. No, let's just not talk about that. Anyway, I actually wanted to help out moving the battering ram, but I think it's probably best that I just chill out a little bit. Just kind of hang back and allow them to do the work, and then, you know, try to do as much damage as I possibly can. I'm gonna... I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not sure whether it's actually going to be possible for me to do it without a shield, but I would like to be able to utilize one of the siege towers to get into the castle itself, because I think that is probably one of the most fun ways that you can get into a castle, because I've always gone through the front door, and there have been a number of people in the past that have asked me, hey, can you go up the siege tower this time, you know, in the next siege or so. And I've always been like, yes, absolutely, I would love to do that. But some of the time that's just not going to work, especially considering the enemy might be really, really deadly in that particular section of the defense. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to move up this ladder here. I can't believe we're actually getting... Oh, they didn't build a siege tower here? Oh. Well, this is a bit problematic then. I feel like I'm going to die here. Yes. I feel like I'm going to die here. I don't think there's anything I can do about... Oh, are you serious? You scoundrels. I don't have enough reach. Oh, I do. Oh, maybe not. You know what? You know what? I should go up the other ladder. I should definitely go up the other ladder. That would probably make the most sense. Can I slide down? No, I can just jump off it in a very reckless fashion. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go up the other one. Ooh, that was close. I could have literally just broken my legs right there. And then lost like 40% HP or something. That would have been terrible. But yeah, I should have chosen to go up this one at first. That would have made all the sense in the world. Much, much better. Because it's much less of a forced bottleneck, I guess you could call it. Anyway, these guys are going to perish very, very fast indeed if I can actually get by their shields. Nice, nice. Get him. Chase him. Chase him. Ah. Yeah, amusingly enough, Bruce actually doesn't move that fast when he's walking downstairs. So generally, he needs to be on like a flat ground to be able to take advantage of his superior movement capabilities. I'm trying to very much get my one-handed weapon proficiency leveled up as fast as possible. So I'm just trying to get hits on everyone that I can get my hands on at this point. Anyone that I see, I will try to attack. I'd like to get to the main enemy force here. Murder, yes. Take that guy out, thank you. Oh, hello there. Almost missed you, sir. Oh, never mind. You got absolutely clobbered. And how are we doing so far? Ooh, hello. That's a lot of people. Oh, can't let the archer live. Oh. You can really feel the impact as well, especially when you're using a blunt weapon. It's really very, very satisfying and enjoyable to use. Highly recommended if you want a faster attacking weapon. Obviously, you've got to be a bit careful. Oh, hello there. Alright, I think I might be dead. I'm trying to use the environment a little bit to soften the blow somewhat. Oh, got to be a bit careful of this guy. Okay. Oh no. No. How is he beating me? How is he beating me with the speed? Oh, I got him. Whew. Okay, I got him. How did he... What? How did he beat me off the block there? I have no idea. I have no idea how he got me. Alright, well, I think it's because he had an axe. And because I was also blocked, because I believe there is a slight, should we say, frame advantage if I have to use a fighting game term. But generally, I think that if you get blocked yourself, the enemy has an opportunity to counterattack, and unless you block that and go back and forth, you know, hit block, then you will get hit. So that was a mistake on my part. Absolutely a mistake on my part. But it was very, very fun nevertheless. And we were able to get a very nice little bit of experience. I actually wonder whether I leveled up my one-handed proficiency at all, or whether it was literally just for nothing. But I hope it wasn't. Anyway, let's just take a look at Bruce's party right here. Okay, I lost 6 units. What did I lose? Oh, I lost some high-tier units. Look at that. I lost some elites, and I lost some legionaries, and 1 trained infantryman. That's not very good. But what can you do? You know, when you go into a siege, you fully expect to lose pretty much any units. Anyway, there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. I have no idea what I just gained. Oh, I gained 15 influence, so it must have been a lot of renown that was gained just now. So that's pretty cool. I should have scrolled back up so that I could actually see that, but oh well, my bad. Anyway, I'm not going to take any more prisoners here. Most of them are militia, as you know. I don't really like taking militia because they don't level up into anything. And I could obviously sell them, but I'd like to continue moving quite quickly in enemy territory right now. So we'll just take the loot. And now we have taken Sahel Castle, and I will be leaving the settlement. There we go. All right, that was pretty good. That didn't go too badly. I did get killed, obviously, which was not something that I desperately wanted to have happen, of course. But, you know, sometimes you just can't really do much about it. Anyway, this guy is going to be getting the castle, and I will be voting for him to gain that extra charm skill. I could potentially spend more influence to gain even more charm skill. So I only spent 20 influence right there, and I gained 1600 charm. So what if I spent 60 influence? Well, then I'd probably get triple the amount of charm experience. Or at least I hope that might be the case. Anyway, let's go into the trade screen right here. 31,000 they have available for us to take. Yes, that's basically what it's for. Thank you. So I will be basically taking everything from them. There we go. We also want to buy some food. Unfortunately, they don't have a huge amount of food here. I mean, I have a decent amount, decent supply right now, so I don't even need to worry about it that much. But it's always nice to have a little bit of a backup just in case. Anyway, let's have a look here. Gonna level these guys. Forest bandits can't level up. Ooh, here we go. We're getting a Wrath Death Brother. That's pretty nice. Do they have a shield? Yeah, they do come with a shield. That's pretty cool. And then, obviously, we have the Wrath Doombringer. They also come with a shield, which is also nice. Oh, they use maces. Interesting. That's actually perfect. For our purposes, that is actually perfect. Very, very nice. And we have an Aserai youth that is now joining us as well, so that's cool. Alright, so now let's move deeper into Aserai territory. As you can see, Sanion is just pushing onward. I'm not sure whether they should do that. They did suffer quite a few casualties, but not a dramatic amount. So maybe they still have a decent amount of confidence in their ability to take things. They might try to take that castle over there. I think they are actually attempting to take that right now. Yes, indeed. I think they are. Ooh, this might be the beginning of the end for the Aserai, which would be quite nice. If we take a look at the diplomacy screen here, you can see the Aserai are significantly in the firing line right here. I mean, literally, just look at it. You know, 2,500. We're giving away huge amounts of cash, though, unfortunately, to these other factions. The Khuzait are once again overwhelming and dominating pretty much everything in sight. Britannia is also doing relatively well. Vlandia is about on the same level as us, and the Sturgians are once again, as always, getting murdered. But as you can see, the Aserai, even though they have significant territory, their combat strength is really dwindling right now. So pretty good to see that for our purposes for a variety of reasons, but obviously that may change. It really depends on how we do in these upcoming fights. Anyway, I'm going to try and see if I can maybe fight this guy. I don't know whether I really want to pursue too much because, again, I really don't want a surprise where a vassal comes out of nowhere and then, you know, ambushes us or something like that. But anyway, this is pretty even in terms of numbers, but obviously the combat strength is in our favor by a slight margin. So let's see what we can do about it. I think I've said this before. I don't like fighting on this map. This kind of map setup is probably one of the worst for me because it is very tight and it doesn't allow a lot of strategic planning, even though I don't really have a huge amount of strategic planning. I mean, you know that. You know, most of my strategic planning is limited to, oh, move the archers onto a hill. Yes, that's basically what I do most of the time. I mean, obviously that's the basic default maneuver that I will use almost all the time. But, I mean, what else can you do, really, with archers? I mean, you just want to put them into the best possible position. I suppose the cool thing about this map is that it does have a number of places where your cavalry can kind of hide away from the attention of the archers. Let's see if I can just block here real quick, make sure I don't get skewered. And your archers could potentially stay here as well. So I guess there are a number of things that you can do on this map, but in my opinion, it is probably one of the weaker options for fighting in general, because, I mean, just look at it. It's basically just a straight line, which I suppose is fine. You know, there are a variety of things that people might be able to do here. As I've said, hiding cavalry out of view, that's a pretty good strategy to have, because then the archers are not going to be able to do any damage to your cavalry, and then they'll be able to charge out when the enemy's infantry have engaged your own forces or something along those lines. That's probably the most likely course of action to take there. Anyway, I'm going to tell my guys to go into shield wall formation. I'm going to put my archers into loose formation. Hopefully I'm not going to get shot any more than that. I'm having one person focus me right now. 2 people. Okay, let me see if I can get round. Get him. No. Well, I did start the fight with 56% HP, so I probably would have been able to survive a little bit longer than that. Yes, I was a little bit too eager, I suppose, but yeah. Anyway, point is, we're not really going to be losing too many units here anyway, because I do have slightly higher tier units than the opponent, but grinds my gears a bit, because I really wanted to get more one-handed weapon proficiency. What's actually going on here, though? What is actually... Oh, it seems like... Can I not go inside the environment? Yeah, they seem to have prevented that, unfortunately. But I believe there is actually an opponent in the ground. This is actually very rare, because I haven't seen this before. This is something that that doesn't happen that often. Even in my off-screen time, I've done a number of battles, and I never usually see this kind of bug happen. So let's see what actually happens here if I speed up time. Can my units actually do anything? I'm getting the... they're just about to retreat music. You know, I'm getting that music, but it doesn't seem as though that is actually happening. Do I really need to retreat myself? Because I wouldn't be able to do anything here either if I was alive. That's the thing. I wouldn't be able to do anything myself because they're in the environment, as you can see. Yeah. Alright. Oh, they got them. Somehow. I'm not entirely sure how they're killing them right now, to be honest. They must be hitting through the environment somehow. Well, that is super weird how we just literally took some casualties. Okay, there we go. Finally, they were able to do it. That is, that's very rare, actually. That has not happened in a very, very long time. I lost more of these guys? Are you serious? Wow. Okay, I think I need to stop leveling those up. Oh, look at that. We lost our Ascendant of Wrath as well. Yes, those guys never really stick around for that long, do they? Alright, well, this guy's a minor vassal. I believe this guy is also a minor vassal, so we'll just let both of them go. As is to be expected, I'll take the tier 4 units. And am I over? Yes, I am actually over a little bit, so... I think I can try to recruit a couple of people here, and that might help us out. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to tell these Botanians to go away, because I'm not going to recruit them anyway, and, you know, just makes no sense to kind of keep them around at this point. Anyway, there we go. That was a decent victory. Unfortunately, I did get myself taken out, which is obviously not what I intended to do, but it happens, you know. It happens. Did I actually level up that much? Ooh, yeah, look at that. I actually leveled up 5 points. Was that due to the siege? I think it was. I think that was definitely due to the siege. So I'm aiming for Fleet of Foot. Oh yes, I am aiming for that like no one's business. I would love to be able to get there. And what else can we get next? Increased damage with one-handed weapons by 5%. Well, yeah, I mean, that is better than you gain 5 hit points. Literally. I've always said that flat HP values are really weak, especially at skill level 225. I would expect this to be much better than what it is. I'd expect this to be like 20 HP or something like that, because how much do I even have? I think, there we go. We got 100. Yeah, we've got 100. So 105, I'd have 105 with that particular skill, which is, in my opinion, frankly useless. It is pretty much useless. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a like. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.